this is a bad judgment and it's going to be costing the taxpayers, because what you've done is you've removed a lot of the misconduct language, which would have protected the citizens from having to pay a lump sum of $150,000.
Okay, I'll go ahead and weigh in here. What we have eliminated was a line that says that termination due to misconduct is the city's sole discretion. So that meant that the city council here was the sole judge, jury, and convictor of things when you say misconduct. And in here it just says that we would have to decide, we as a body would have to decide a violation of law which can be punished as a felony. Doesn't mean he committed a felony. We can just accuse him of some felonious action and then terminate him by trying and convicting him without due process. We have simply tightened up the language here to say that we're not going to be the judge and jury when it comes to legal actions. We have a court system to do that, and that for misappropriation of public funds, which is a criminal action, as well as if he is convicted of a felony involving moral turpitude, we can terminate him and not pay the 9-month severance, which is called for in this agreement. We can always terminate him if something is of such a magnitude that we feel, while he hasn't been convicted, we can still terminate him, but he will then receive his 9-month severance. I don't see a downside to this because we can terminate him as an at-will employee for cause or for without cause. The key is whether he gets the 9-month severance, and to leave it as open as we're deciding this without any facts or a determination is just wrong. It's wrong to treat an individual that way. I should know. But anyways, we have some more discussion going on. Councilmember Ury.
Yeah, I go back to the remarks that Councilmember Schlick just made, and there's got to be deeper thinking from you than this is going to cost the taxpayers money. There's got to be more behind it, because that statement in and of itself, there's nothing behind it. It's like you've got some chant that's stuck in your brain, and we're just going to come bring it back over and over and over again without having to defend it intellectually. And I think that's part of what's embarrassing about this entire conversation. You know, we've been going and talking about Dennis's performance, and everybody was happy. Your inputs into his performance in the last year can fit into a thimble. Dennis wouldn't know right now if you were happy with his performance if I put a gun to his head, because you haven't said anything. But you will take on whatever the blogs say, whatever Dale Tyler says on his blog, whatever your mentor, Yoda, Swami, Larry Gilbert will say. You'll do whatever they say. But when it comes to actually putting some intellect behind the thought process, somehow that escapes you, and you go back to the old tried and true, this might cost the taxpayers money. I expect a little bit more thought behind the discourse. I'm not seeing any, and at least, I mean, I understand why John Paul has a concern, because, you know, it is before election. We could have, you know, there's some process things we could have done a little bit differently. But I'm getting like, you know, crickets out of you. I just don't find anything that's behind. If one of those guys told you right now, wow, this is a great idea, you'd flip in a heartbeat and have no idea why. And I just don't see why we need to put somebody like one of the better city managers in the state through your thought process. And to be quite candid, I think that's one of the reasons why we're $600,000 lighter in the pocketbook now, is because people who support you or no longer on this council went above and beyond their duty and decided that they were going to become private investigator and lead attorney and all these other types of things. And the next thing you know, Dan Joseph walks off with $600,000 and a big smile on his face. So no, this is not something. And seriously, Councilmember Schlicht, if it were a decision I thought you could handle, then yeah, I'd probably be against moving forward with this. But having you in that seat, knowing that you're part of a decision-making process to determine whether or not he should be employed and whether or not he should get severance, I don't think you can make the call. And that's one of the reasons why I think this is important for Dennis.
Councilmember Ledesma.
What do you say after that? I mean, slice and dice. Holy cow. I mean.
Maybe you join the right side.
You make it 4-1.